the most famous prophet? Most people will pick Nostradamus from the lineup. Well, Michel de Nostradame. If you search the name, he was best known by Nostradamus. You will find 13,100,000 results in just 0.54 seconds. But he is not the most famous prophet. Why? Because if you searched China's most famous prophecy, Tui Bei Tu, you will find 23,400,000 results in just 0.58 seconds. Compared with Nostradamus's 942 quatrains, Tui Bei Tu only had 60, but it is more than twice as old than the Book of Prophecy. Actually, it was written in the Tang dynasty about 1300 years ago. The two I Ching experts, whose day jobs were astronomers at Imperial Astronomy Bureau, together they wrote 60 poems to predict Chinese historical events in order. There is little dispute from poem number 1 through 39, as it foretold China's history better than any news anchor could. With just a few words and a simple picture, they revealed names of historical figures, names of dynasties, how conflicts and disasters formed and deformed the country, and sometimes even gave out precise timing of major events. People said it was written based on I Ching, but I just can't understand how throwing 2 coins multiple times can take you to the future. But they have not missed one prediction in the last 1,300 years. Because the poems predict future in chronological order, and poem 39 foretold of World War II with laser precision, there is little doubt that poem 40 is about China after World War II. And the next poem did start by talking about General Chiang Kai-shek moving to Taiwan to run a small government. So as poem 40 hid Mao Zedong, Chao En-lai, Chiang Kai-shek's names, and predicted the collapse of something, to most Taiwanese, that collapse could mean the end of their freedom. So for many years, all decodings were focused on poem 40. But after 1950, there are 2 Chinas. So the single timeline can no longer describe modern-day China. So in poem 41, it hid Deng Xiaoping's name and talked about unification of Hong Kong, while poem 42 talked about the Korean War and the America's involvement. Poem 43 actually talked in detail the current trade war, with Ren Zhifei and Meng Wanzhou's name both hidden. Number 44 is about China's rise to power after the trade war, and number 45 talks about World War III. Number 46 is interesting because the code is basically unbreakable until November 2018. A political nobody running for mayor of Taiwan's 3rd largest city rose up like a Cinderella out from dust. I was the first person making a link of him in prophecy number 46. And I've been laughed at for several months until he seemed to rise so high that he can reach the presidential palace. Although we can't use the poem to know when he can be elected, but his unbelievable journey to success was described in Tui Bei Tu, helped us not only decode poem number 46, but poem 41 through 45, because we realized that the prophecy did not stop at 1949. It moved on and covered China for the last 70 years. But if Tui Bei Tu was right, then a global war is imminent because we already know when Mayor Han will run for president, year 2020. So the war will break out before that. However, if he fails, he may run again in year 2024. Just imagine how our lives would have changed if the next world war will break in the next year or 4. Wow. That will be terrible, right? Tui Bei Tu's number 47 poem started by talking about end of war, the beginning of talk. That once again confirmed an armed conflict involving China. But the peace treaty most likely involving Taiwan also, because both names of Taiwan's 2 biggest political parties are in the poem. So, now do you believe in Tui Bei Tu? Now, do you believe that World War III is about to happen? Reading the next poem will take us further into the unknown. The poem states, "Between the year of rabbit and horse, his phenomena continue off course. Pulled by 8 bulls, peace and prosperity. Fire and water in balance, great for the people. Weapon in hand, but pointing away from enemies. A great general, better than all in past 50 years. Grass grew in fields." If you don't know what this prophecy means, you're not alone, as I do not know where to start either. If I had to guess, it is a fragile peace held through a capable military leader after 50 years of chaos. Number 48 continues this mysterious prediction. Few people in valley attackers can't even find the nest. Kings called each other brother, everyone is a hero. And the long poem said, "One cried silently, separated by all over 4 directions. Forget about odds, focus on culture. Spread like far apart, like sun and moon." If we try to solve the riddle only based on the words, then I can say the short poem showed the changed world after many years of fighting. The once overpopulated earth is reduced to scatter pockets. These pockets, unfortunately, are the last hope of human civilization. Then poem 50 continues with another scary prediction. Fight between water and fire. Changes comes when everything else fails. Loyalty also will change. Animal worth more than human. And the long poem reads, "Tiger man in tiger year, rice worth nothing. Wolf run in street, view of sky only when clouds are gone." It is hard to fully decode the poem, as I'm sure there are hidden names we can't decode at this time. But the poem paints a gruesome picture of a past doomsday world. Number 52 talked about great leader that will bring new hope to the after doomsday China. Balance yin-yang, change for better. Smooth spiritual transformation. A great leader is here. And the long poem reads, "Who said lady can be tough? A great lady is now respected by all. Hope again light up earth, counting 16 joyful years." The next is the long-awaited warning about the celestial visitor. Comet suddenly appeared, bad news for Northeast. Where can one walk to? Look from far the other paradise. And the long poem reads, "Comet shot through in the east. Emperor stay in the south. Victors won't stay long. A new world will be rebuilt in the Horn." This prophecy predicted celestial visitor coming to restore a ruined earth. When Northeast was mostly lost, while visitor left after rebuild the world from the Horn. I know this sounds too sci-fi to believe, but this is from a prophecy with 100% tracking record. And it somehow echoes another prophecy with 100% accuracy record, Jinlin Tower. As in our prior decoding, we found undisputable evidence on not only that the visitors will come, but also where they may be coming from. So, where will they be coming from? They would be either from a moon of Jupiter or from that zip code. Wood rabbit was mentioned in 3 different Chinese prophecies. Wood and rabbit together form a word which means comet. While wood represents Jupiter, Chinese called moon jade rabbit. So I'm pretty sure that is what is hidden in this prophecy. But as indicated in this prophecy, they come in peace, and they will help rebuild the ruined earth. There are 6 more prophecies after this one, but that is another video for another day. This is Ken Peters. Thank you for watching.